So guys, in the last video we saw that we can separate our data like this using SPM, but this was a linear data. As you can see here, you can linearly separate this data like something like this. But what if you have a data that is not linear? So what are you going to do in that case? Let's talk about that first here. Okay, so let's suppose you have this data. What I have done here, I have imported a make circle data set from that, and I have taken 500 samples from that, and I have plotted it. Now as you can see here, you cannot separate this data linearly. You have to make a non-linear data, something like it will look something like this. Let me do this like here. So it will look something like this. If you want to make a hyperplane, then it should look something like this. So what can we do in this kind of problems, like how we can solve this? So let's suppose this data is in 2D right now, and let's suppose you convert this data into 3D data. So let's suppose you have some data like this, okay, but then you add a third dimension to this. So if your imagination is strong, I guess you can see that how you can separate this kind of data with that. So let me just give you an example. So if we have something like this, okay, if we have something like this in 2D, and then we give a depth to this using a 3 dimension or a third dimension. Okay, so I'm adding a third dimension here. Now what it will happen to this, it is going to look something like this. Let me just show you. It is going to look something like this, and so you can separate it now from this side. I will show you just now what I am doing here. So you can separate a data like that. Okay, now the next question is, how can you generate a third dimension? So there are multiple formulas for that. You can use different kind of formulas. So what I have done here is, I have taken the x1, I have taken the x2, and then I have squared them and add them up to get the third dimension, and I have written our x dash from here. So this is our 3-dimension conversion here, and if we will do this, now this is the function to plot our 3D graph. I have already talked about all of this in our matplotlib series, so go and check that out. Now if we will plot this, okay, so it is saying that it does not know 3D, key error 3D. Okay, so it is showing us an error, and the reason it is showing us an error because we also have to import something here. So this is what we have to import. Okay, now it should work. So let's run this, and let me run this again. Yeah, so now I think that you can see how you can separate this data, and now it is very easy to draw a hyperplane something like this. I hope that you are understanding what I'm saying here. You can create a hyperplane like this. Okay, so now that you can separate this data, so what you should do, I am not going to do it because it is easy and you can do it yourself. What you should do, you should take this data, and you should do a linear or a logistic regression with this. Okay, and you should do a logistic regression with this. So first do the logistic regression with normal 2D data that we have like here, and you should check the accuracy what it is giving. After that what you should do is, you should create a third dimension and then check the accuracy on logistic regression accuracy on this 3D data, and you will see that it is going to work wonderfully. But now what we have a major problem is that it is very computationally expensive. Let's suppose we have thousands and lakhs of values here. Okay, so how we are going to square all of them and then square all of them and then add them up? So that is going to be very computationally expensive. So for that, what we use something called as kernel tricks. And in SVM, the solution that we found out, um, the solution that we used here, this solution, this is called as the primal solution. But for non-linear data, we use something called as dual form. And in dual form, to achieve this same kind of computation or different kind of computation, but to make them computationally inexpensive, what we use some kernel tricks. So I'm not going to get into details into that, because it is not really necessary to understand them. But yes, it will be good if you will have a little bit idea like how they work. And you can check out Medium articles. There are so many articles that are provided on Medium, so you can check that out. And I hope that it was clear, like why do we use dual form and why do we use kernel tricks. But this is what I'm going to do here. If in future, if I'll get a chance, I will also make a detailed video about kernel tricks and dual form. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.